Through the prayers of Holy Fathers, Lord Jesus Christ, our God, have mercy on us and save us. Amen. Thank you for tuning in to this channel of True Orthodox Church, where we read to you on daily basis the lives of saints has been celebrated by the Traditional Orthodox Church. Today, being the 30th of June according to the civil calendar, is June 17th according to the church calendar. And the Genuine Orthodox Church today commemorate the holy martyrs Manuel, Sebe, and Ishmael. These three brothers were passions of a pagan father and a Christian mother, brought up in a Christian spirit and baptized. They were high officials at the court of King Balanus and were sent to the Emperor Julian and the apostate to conduct negotiation and confirm the peace between the Persian and Greco-Roman empires. The apostate emperor had arranged some sort of vast celebration in honor of the idols at Chalcedon, and he went there with his nobles, bearing sacrifices for the idols. The Persian delegates absented themselves from the celebration. The emperor summoned them and ordered them to take part in the festivities and offer sacrifice to the gods. Then declared that they were foreign envoys who had come from the king of Persia to establish peace between the two empires, and not for any other reason. They said that they were Christians and considered it unworthy to bow down before lifeless idols and offers them sacrifices. The emperor in fury had them thrown into prison. They were brought out the next day, and he began to dispute with them about the faith. But the holy brothers were irrefutable and unwavering. They were then bound naked to trees and struck and flayed with iron flails. During their torture, they prayed to God, thanking him for it. O sweet Jesus, these pains are sent to us for love of thee. An angel of God appeared to them, comforted them, and took away all their pain. Contrary to all understanding of the rights of foreign envoys, the wicked Emperor Julian finally issued the order that the three brothers were to be slain with a sword. There was a great earthquake at their execution, thus making it impossible for the pagans to burn them as the emperor had commanded. The earth later gave up the martyrs' bodies for Christians to find and bury. Many miracles were worked over their relics, bringing many pagans witness to the Christian faith. When the Persian king heard of the inhuman death that Julian had provided for the envoys, he prepared for war against him. Julian set out for Persia and convinced of victory, but he was beaten to his knees and perished miserably. Thank you, Lord. Our Holy Father, Pio, a Nitrian solitary, he was inflamed with love for God. Pio renounced the world earning and went off into Egyptian desert, where he gave himself to a life of heroic asceticism. It is said that he never sat at table to eat, but always ate standing up and walking. When he was asked why he did this, St. Pio replied, I do not wish to be concerned with eating as though it were an occupation. It is merely coincidental. When he was near Cupria, a foundation of his, and buried there, but was later taken to when he called to sit in judgment on a brother who had done something wrong, he arrived carrying a bag of sand on his back and a small pouch in his hand, questioning as to their significance. The holy man answered, the bag of sand on my back is my sins, which I do not see. The pouch of sand is the sin of my brother, whom I have to judge. Then all the brethren were comforted and exclaimed, this is the way of salvation. He lived for 100 years and went to his rest in the Lord in the 4th century. For consideration, Christ's opponents always achieve results opposite to those that their actions against. Christ would expect, instead of blocking the river of Christianity, they widen it and deepen it, and make the roar of his flow hurt the more. Clearly, instead of drying it up, they produce a veritable flood of Christianity across the whole world. Where one martyr fell, a crowd of Christians was created. Wherever there was a foul dead deed, glory sprang from it. Wherever it was said that Christianity was finished, there would be an ever thicker sowing of the faith. In the face of all consideration and international regulations, Julian the Apostle slew the Persian peace envoys, Manuel, Seben, and Ishmael because of his insane idolatrous fanaticism. What did Julian achieve by this? He increased the number of Christians, he enlarged the company of the holy martyrs, and he brought closer his own hand and that of paganism. Indirectly and unwillingly, the apostle aided the dissemination and strengthening of Christianity, not merely by his malicious persecution, but also by his involuntary statements. For example, in a debate with some Christians, he stated, Christ did nothing in his lifetime to merit any glory. If we ignore his healing of the lame and the sightless, and his power to drive out demons, O wretched fellow, as if the opening of the eyes of only one blind man by words alone was not a greater thing than the subjugation of 10 kingdoms. How valuable it is that the greatest betrayal of Christ, since Judas had to acknowledge Christ's miracles. Thank you for listening. I pray that good Lord will bless you. If you have not subscribed, kindly do so that you could be updated each time a new video is being posted. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I want through God. Amen.